So while my car is being worked on, it's just getting an oil change and some service, I have decided to come back to the Haval dealership here, which is a temporary Haval dealership while they're building the big one. This one's right next to the high-speed rail on a very busy Zhongshanlu. But I thought I'd take a look around and see some of the newer models that they have here. I haven't done this in a while. I did it last year, but there were some models that I missed, and I wanted to take a look at the new M6, and they even have a dogwall here, the Big Dog. It's a little dirty and not really in showroom status, but at least I get to take a look at it. They don't have the new H6 here. They have the older model, which they still sell throughout the world, by the way, but the brand new H6, they haven't gotten it delivered yet. Yeah, so I'll film the ones in here. They've got a couple of them, including, see, this is the old H6 here. I have no idea what that is, but I'll take a look around that one. This is the F7X, which is kind of like the fastback version of the SUV. So I thought I'd start with this one, the Big Dog. You know, when it comes to naming cars, I think they hit a home run with this one, Dogwall, Big Dog. But to be honest with you, it's really not that big. And to call your car a Big Dog, but it not having the bite of a big dog, is kind of a misnomer. I know, though, that this is a brand new model, and they're going to be coming out with ones that have a lot more teeth in the future. This is a little dirty. It's not in showroom condition. It was just delivered. It's brand new off the truck, and the gentleman here is cleaning them right now, so maybe this afternoon it'll be clean, but I wanted to take a look at it. Look at these wheels. These are great wheels. Not so bad, right? It's shared the same platform as the H6, which is one of the most popular SUVs in China, and it's not really an SUV. This is a crossover. Even though it looks like a brawny, brutal kind of SUV, it doesn't have the off-road chops that its look portrays. But that's okay. That's not what this car is for. Opening up the back, there's really not a whole lot of space back here. You know, I think the H6 has a lot more space and the tire underneath. But cargo room in the very back is kind of small. I do like these little cubbies down here. One other thing to notice here is just how high this lift is. It's really, really high. To get luggage and anything, you have to lift it quite a bit and put it in the back. I mean, look at this element here on the bumper. It almost looks like some kind of a tow hook or something, but it's not. It's just a plastic piece. Interesting design cue there. The other thing I noticed, which is a trend for these kind of off-roady looking SUVs, is their windows are quite small. It feels like you're in a bathtub, but that's fine. It kind of gives you an extra sense of security with that. In the back, you have these two USB ports, and I love this continuous theme of these vertical air vents. This is really nice. It's just something new and different. On the door panels, we have this little elastic piece right here. Well, it's not elastic. It's a that's nice that it's not elastic. It's an actual, you know, canvas with some kind of catch mechanism in here. So when I first saw it, I thought, ooh, elastic, it's going to get stretched over time. But this one's not going to get stretched, and I like that it can expand. You can put a really big bottle of water in there. Lots of space in this back seat. It feels really, really comfortable. And the headrest, I know there's plastic on it right now, but it actually has some very nice leather seats in here. Materials are great considering the price point of this, which is, you know, around $20,000 US. The marketing guys, Dogwall, is they've really gone all out. I mean, even the colors are all like, you know, red dog, black dog, white dog kind of names. But in addition, all the trim levels, there's like a ton of trim levels, and they're all based on and they're all based on dog breeds. You see, all the plastic is still on here, which is fine. I don't want to ruin it. This is a piano black plastic right here. USB and an outlet. This little hook here is a nice little element. You could hang a trash bag there. This grab handle is reminiscent of a lot of other. Of course, you have a grab handle here. This one doesn't seem as sturdy, but this one seems very, very sturdy, just like a Defender or a Jeep. two engine choices with the top trim level, the one only with the all-wheel drive. Again, this is a crossover. This is such a huge departure from what you see in the other Haval models. It's kind of a new direction that Haval is going in this design, but hopefully they will continue this trend of more of an off-roady, more of a tough guy look in their other models. Right now, I think the only one that has any kind of off-roading chops is the H9, which is actually a rare sight. Hard for me to find it here in China. So climbing in, it's a wireless key, so push start. So it's got this. I'm not going to take this off because I don't want to ruin it for him. But you got navigation and a nice little screen, and then you have a dual screen in the front here. So this is here, and then this is for the gear shift. The steering wheel is a little boring. It's just a circle. I would have liked a little bit better design, but everything is easy to reach. Oh, hello. Okay. So I like that there's a wireless charging pad, yet there's also another spot here to put your phone. You can put a phone there, and you can charge the other one there. Pretty cool. This looks like a mode selector. I love these shifters. This is pretty good. This, however, just seems out of place. I'm not 100% sold on a dial gear shift. You almost want a lever, a little more old school, I suppose, right? But again, I love that they have these giant water bottle holders in the door. The materials in here are what you would expect for a vehicle this caliber. It's a lot of hard plastics everywhere. There's really no soft touch anywhere except for the places where your elbow goes, But, what do you expect? I mean, this is supposed to be kind of an off-roady, not a soft one. It's the big dog, right? You can see here, this is a design element that I kind of like, actually. But this is all hard plastic. I didn't even see the shelf here. Aha! So down there you got more storage. So you got a shelf. And the engine choices in the Big Dog are that in line with the other ones. So you have a 1.5 liter turbo, a 4-cylinder. These are not screamers. These are not off-road performance vehicles. But for roughly $20,000, you can get yourself one that portrays that. I mean, let's face it, including myself, I consider myself an outdoorsy kind of guy. But 95% of my driving is here in the city. But I like to portray, if a car is an extension of your personality, then this is an outward portrayal of that outdoorsiness. But in practical terms, those of you who own a Jeep but only take it off-road maybe once per year and just drive it to the grocery store, that's exactly what this is. So I like the design. I dig it. I think it's great. And for all those people out there that say, oh, it looks like this car, it looks like that car, I've heard it be compared to a Jeep Renegade, I've heard it compared to a Lamborghini even, or the new Defender. I really think that that's a misnomer. At one point, when you start comparing it to all these other vehicles, it looks like this, it looks like that, which is common for Chinese car reviewers, you'll eventually will cross a line where it's no longer inspired by the design of other cars, it is actually following the design trends of the entire automotive industry. The M6 is considered to be the ultra affordable, the ultimate bang for your buck SUV. Erling or Erling Eryao?
2019款。
20. So this is the 2019 model, but they're still selling it. 这个多少钱？
这个去到94800。
Really?
9.48.
Okay. Less than 100,000 RMB, and you get a brand new, well, it's a year-old model, but it's essentially a brand new vehicle. What makes the M6 so interesting, and the reason why they can pull off such a good value for the money, is that this architecture is essentially the old H6. My 2012 Haval H6 right over there is the same thing as this, only they've updated the body, they've updated the interior, they've updated the engine, and over the last 10 years they continue to build this architecture, and they're selling it as the M6 now. So as you can see, even the interior kind of shares the original H6 kind of design features, where you have the shifter coming out of the dash like this. The instrument cluster is essentially the same. I will say this though, this is much more comfortable than mine. But the dash layout, the screen layout is all the same. The instrument cluster for the climate controls has been updated. This has keyless remote start. This even has hill descent assist on it. Wow. So over the years, they've continued to update this, and it is now a very well put together vehicle for a very low price. I'm very impressed with this. You can get it with a stick shift still, which I would prefer. Again, it is a crossover. It's not a off-roady. Just like my H6 over there, I learned that the hard way over my last road trip. 1.5 liter 4-cylinder. So, you know, fuel economy wise, for such a big car, these do a good job. And there's an awful lot more cargo space in the back of this than there is in even the Big Dog. I mean, it's about the same as mine, but it is bigger than the Big Dog. So this is the interior of the new M6. This one's also freshly delivered and hasn't been cleaned yet. I wanted to show you. You can see the design elements are roughly the same, just a little bit more updated with this giant screen. I actually really like it a lot more modern, and essentially the same price. The center console is a full center console and no longer has this like little hole in it that you see in the other models. But you know, for the price of this is a pretty solid vehicle. But the brand new M6 right over there with a stick shift, 90,000 RMB. Very, very affordable vehicle. I'm here in the showroom. I want to give a special thanks to this guy here and all the guys here at Zhongshan Haval. They've really opened up the doors for me and allowed me to film everything in here. This is Great Wall Motors' little EV. It's a tiny little HV. I'm not particularly keen on it, especially the color, but it's cute. Look at this thing. Right, yeah, it's very, very cheap. Almost like a flame for the speakers. Yeah, sitting in this thing is really, really small. But it's basic and simple and plain, and you know, that's what you get for a little city car, right? So this is the previous model H6. They're still selling them. They're still really, really great cars. But the new Haval H6, they haven't taken delivery of yet. That's the interior of the old, which is still very modern and very lovely. When the new H6 comes, because that's the one I'm most interested about, and it's one of the best-selling vehicles in China, and it's also one of the most important vehicles for Haval worldwide. When that gets delivered here, I'm going to do a full review on that one. Let's take a look at the F7. The F series is Haval's more sporty SUV series. They share a lot of similarities with the Way, which is another brand from Great Wall Motors, but the F7 is a very handsome vehicle. It's a little bit shorter and a little bit wider with pretty good sized tires. Again, a lot more sporty, a lot less utility. Oh yeah, oh this is beautiful. This is very nice. Yeah, I love this steering wheel. This is a more sporty looking steering wheel, something I would expect. Ooh, look, got even paddle shifters here too. Look at that. Yeah, sitting in the F7 is definitely, you feel like you're in a bathtub. The seats are a little bit lower and you got this giant hood in front of you. So it feels a lot more like a sports car, but obviously being a crossover SUV, it rides a lot higher up. Everything in here is very, very nice as far as materials go. Still a lot of plastics, but a lot more soft touch, and everything seems super, super solid. What a great quality vehicle in the interior. And I like how the dash is kind of oriented a little bit more towards the driver. This cockpit feel is reminiscent of like the 90s that we saw in interior design. It's more driver oriented, and I really, really love that. And of course this shifter is a lot more modern. It just feels good in the hands. This is for the climate control. It almost looks like it's for the audio. Okay, so that's it for today. My car is finished, so I gotta go pick it up. It's just next door at the shop. But I just wanted to give you guys a little showroom tour, like I sometimes do when I'm here. Next to this showroom is a Sherry, which I've done. You can watch that video here if you like. In addition, there's also a couple of other dealerships, including a Geely right over there, that I hope to do in the near future. So stay tuned to my channel. We'll give you more in the upcoming videos.